It really came about because of our show, and it was really, I don't think without the 5 seasons of the show kind of as a proof of concept that we could maybe pull this off, I probably think that they would not have been quite so, you know, free with giving us money to make something as crazy as this movie. So it definitely, the show and how reliable and how great the guys are, and the fact that we've worked together for so long really facilitated it. It's really nobody. It's really just me, Keegan, and Jordan are the really. That's it. The other writer, Alex Rubens, was a writer on our show, and that's kind of it. It was all new crew, all new people. We shot it in New Orleans, so we couldn't bring our LA crew with us. So it was a whole new experience. I met them when they were putting together the pilot. I had worked with Keegan previously on a little web project, basically, and he recommended me, came in, met with them. It was my first time meeting Jordan, and we just hit it off. It was one of those, they were meeting a lot of directors, and we just kind of clicked and made the pilot together. And then after the pilot, I just said, I don't want anyone else coming in and stealing this fun, so I got to direct every episode. And we just kept it going. It was just, we always just enjoyed working together. I was doing a lot of sketch. I had done a feature that was a kind of a straight to video sci fi horror thriller movie. And I had just done a pilot for Adult Swim that had just gotten picked up. So I was kind of doing a little bit of everything, which really helped with Key and Peele because we kind of did a little bit of everything. Very early, yeah. I mean, it was always, I read it probably like a year and a half before we started shooting, and we started developing the script together and shaping it. And so they're very collaborative to work with, and it was a very collaborative process from the beginning. You know the box you're working in. It was a small budget movie, and you just have to stay within the confines of that. So really, the studio was actually very hands off during filming. It helps that we're responsible and we're not, blowing our days or burning a bunch of money, but they were very trusting. And I think it also helped that we were making it in New Orleans, so we're not right under their watchful eye in LA. But yeah, they were great. A big thing for me was grounding the movie. Like, it's a movie about two guys who are nerds essentially and get mistaken for these hired killers and are joining a gang and all of this to get their kitten back. And so that's kind of a ridiculous concept. So the more you can really make that as believable as possible and ground that, I think it allows the rest of the comedy to really flourish. So I knew I had to do the cat as a real cat. No CGI cats were used in the movie, and you have to like look at this kitten and fall in love and go, yeah, get that kitten back from those gang members. So the more everything was kind of grounded and gritty and real, the better. They were amazing. No, they were more professional than most human actors. So, I mean, they started training those kittens when they were 2 weeks old. They were all rescues. They were on set when they were about 4 to 6 weeks old, and we had to rotate them out as they got bigger because they ended up aging too much. So we ended up using about 8 cats over the course of the movie, and yeah, every day you're like playing with kittens who are like able to hit marks, able to travel A to B, able to jump on command. I mean, they're just incredible. So we really could not have been a smoother animal shoot. Yeah, people think you can't, but I think it helps to start when they're that young. They were like babies, so, and they're food motivated. And the trainers were always saying, like, you can't train a cat to do something a cat wouldn't do, but you can train a cat to do anything a cat would normally want to do. So, you know, as long as you know what you're asking for and that it's doable, you can get anything. And we have a cat at one point they're tied up in chairs in the film, and a kitten comes up and like claws at their ropes, it's just amazing what they were able to do. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a unique movie. It's definitely very different from most other comedies, especially most other studio comedies. It'll be very interesting to see how audiences respond to that, because I think it's probably a little bit different than most people are even expecting going in. So the response from the studio and from people who have seen it has been great, and it's been, yeah, through the roof.